The 6 fastest gamers from the UK and Ireland have come to Silverstone to compete for a seat in a professional racing team.
Very, very good. Well done. Brilliant. It's exactly the same in a car. Always things going on around you. Doesn't matter. Qualifying. Focus. Lap as quick as you can.
They've raced on their consoles, but now they have just a week to prove that they've got what it takes to race for real.
It's become a reality for them. Yesterday they were just gamers, today they're drivers.
I've been invited to the home of British motor racing to witness firsthand the unique driver selection process. The gamers will be put through the most demanding physical and mental challenges of their lives as they try to impress former Formula 1 driver Johnny Herbert and endurance race specialist Rob Barff.
Bit of a danger of implosion there, maybe. We'll keep our eye on it.
As judges, they've been charged with selecting just one driver to compete in a head-to-head race against the fastest gamers from Europe. The winner of that race will earn a seat at the Dubai 24 Hours.
Today, it's not really about the track, is it? It's about testing their brains.
It is definitely about testing their brains. I think it's going to be testing our brains. It's going to be an interesting one today because they're going to really have to put all their energies into it mentally, physically at the same time.
And what we're going to do today is to find out your levels of focus and concentration.
Yesterday, 2 gamers were sent home, and by the end of today, another will leave the academy.
Get the legs moving, that's better.
We're going to be testing both their physical reaction and their mental reactions with 2 challenges, so looking forward to seeing how they cope with that.
Best way to do is
The judges have called in Mind performance coach Simon Fitchett. He has experience working with the top names in Formula 1, including Sergio Perez and David Coulthard.
We want to put them in a situation where they're tired, they want to stop, they want to lie down, but they can't, and they've got to do something which requires a lot of focus, and that is what a driver needs, a lot of focus. Faster, come on, faster, really focus, faster, faster, faster. Get the legs moving, that's better, that's better. Brilliant, well done. We shouldn't hear any more about, oh, wasn't happy about this, wasn't happy about that. They've now demonstrated that they can focus and shut things out, and that is what they now need to do for the rest of this competition. And we'll see whether they actually do it.
The first challenge of the day takes the gamers to the pit garage to test their problem-solving skills.
Guys, we're down to the final 4. Things are really going to ramp up from this point on.
Johnny's going to drive the car and he's going to report in a problem. Your job is to work with the team and help them fix it. So David and Thomas, you'll be working as one group. Jack and Des, you'll be working as the other pair.
The gamers must work as race engineers and help Johnny complete his fastest possible lap on the Stowe circuit.
Well, Johnny, you're about to jump in the car now. You're going to test the guys' mechanical skills and their teamwork. Why do they need to know this?
Well, they need to be able to project themselves. Now, if that's a driver, or if that's as engineers as they're going to be, my engineer, they've got to understand what they're doing. They've got to do it very, very quickly as well.
I think they're capable of this role.
It's a different role for them. Clearly, we've turned things around now. Normally, we've seen them as the drivers and us looking in, and it'll be interesting to see how they cope with the change round. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Johnny will enter the pit lane with a problem, and the gamers will have 2 minutes to assess the situation and fix it. They can adjust 3 crucial elements on the car. The first is the dampers, or shock absorbers. These dampen the motion of the wheels relative to the chassis. The stiffer the setting, the more reactive the car will be to driver inputs and the track surface, but too stiff, the wheels can lock under braking. Softer dampers will allow the car to glide over bumps in the track, but too soft, the chassis becomes much harder to control through high-speed sections of the circuit. The second is the roll bar settings. A low or soft setting will make the car's weight transfer slower but easier to control. A higher setting will make the car more responsive but more difficult to control, especially through corners where the rear end could slide out. Finally, they will be able to adjust the brake balance. This directly affects the car's understeer and oversteer. A higher front brake balance could cause a front wheel to lock while braking into the corner. The driver will have to react quickly to correct this to avoid damaging the tyre. A higher rear brake balance could promote oversteer when braking into a corner, forcing the driver to work harder when turning the wheel.
I'll let you go get yourself sorted. Good Johnny or bad Johnny?
Bad Johnny.
Fantastic.
First to take the challenge are Jack and Des. The back end of Johnny's car is clearly loose under braking.
Oh, he locked up there. Did he? Oh! Stupid! Be understeering most of the time, but yeah, if that's a bit of oversteer then. Well, he must have been on the throttle a bit too soon. Yeah.
Des seems to be talking a good game, but needs to remember that there will be 3 possible faults: the dampers, the roll bar settings, or the brake balance.
Knack together and come and bloody well get this sorted. Are you? The bloody thing's loose as under braking. Every time I'm going into a corner and I'm shifting down, the back end's just snapping around all the time.
Des and Jack have 2 minutes to get Johnny back out on the track.
Fix the thing.
Increase the rear brake bias to start anyway.
No, I've got a problem with the back end. I want to increase it.
Des's suggestion will make the problem worse.
Yeah.
If it's locking up at the rear, we need to increase the brake bias so the brakes will be able to pressure out evenly.
Right,
They're
where do I
not
go
picking
then?
up on the clues.
Come on,
This
quickly.
time Jack
Which
gets it
way do I
wrong.
go?
Increase the rear.
No, I've got locking on the rear.
Right, increase the front.
Increase the front. Exactly. Okay, do that. Adjust it.
They finally make the decision to wind the brake balance to the front, which should solve Johnny's oversteer problem, but he spent a lot of time in the pits.
It's one of those things where I think you kind of had a bit of miscommunication with him there when we're trying to explain what to do as well.
Yeah.
That looks a bit better.
Yeah, he's definitely improved through that corner. He looked like he was much more stable.
Oh yeah, there's way too much bias on the rears there, definitely. How was it?
You were correct in the end by going to the front, but basically we lost a lot of time.
Increase the rear.
No, I've got locking on the rear.
Right, increase the front.
Increase the front. You got it wrong with the brake balance because it was all at the back, and you kept saying, go to the back, go to the back. You failed the test.
That was a very high pressure situation. We kind of were a bit hesitant.
We knew exactly what the problem was, but it was just trying to translate it at that time, and it sort of caught us off guard.
Des and Jack fail the challenge for spending over 2 minutes in the pits. Miscommunication like this in Dubai could cost them almost an entire lap, which could be the difference between being on or off the podium. Up next, it's Thomas and David. Johnny is almost halfway around the circuit and is experiencing a lot of understeer, but the guys haven't even started to discuss the problem.
I had a massive amount of understeer. Everything was really good. I had a 30-second lead. Now I've lost absolutely bloody everything. As soon as I turn, it's okay. Get more lock on, mid-corner, massive push, all the way through to the exit. We've got to fix that. We've got to get rid of that.
Basically less front anti-roll.
Let's answer. Okay, go, do it. Let's go.
David answers immediately without any discussion. Thomas is just a bystander. David has asked for a higher anti-roll bar setting, which should make the car more responsive for Johnny. But now he seems uncertain about his decision and finally looks to Thomas for reassurance.
Definitely made the right decision here, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Send them back out. And
should make the front more supple, basically.
They get Johnny back out in under 2 minutes, and now they just have to wait.
I think it went pretty well, yeah. Very stressful. But, you know, it's racing. It's high stress.
How was it?
Okay, guys, yeah, much better. That was the correct decision. But what you were really, really poor about was especially you. I didn't see your face. You weren't there when we were trying to discuss what to do. But we did the right thing, so well done.
David got the problem identified for Johnny, and then we were working hard to try and solve the problem.
I feel like I've got an understanding for this stuff. Basically, you've just got to make a decision from your knowledge and go with that.
Only the second team fixed the problem in the allotted time. But how did Johnny rate the overall communication skills of the gamers?
Right. Let's have a quick overview, score them up, mark them up.
Well, I think basically with Jack and Dad, I think I've only got to give them really a 4. And then with Thomas and David, I did like David because David was always around and telling me what was going on, so I'd probably give them a 5.